everyone. Welcome to the When at Work podcast. You're your host, Julian Lee. Today I'm joined by Ursula, Mentjes, Miriam, Schulman, and Marnie Wells. How did I go with the names, guests?
Yeah, all good.
All good? Even Ursula's? Mentjes?
Close enough.
Oh, close enough. Okay, you saved me. All right, let's load up the board. Today we've got physical science, world history, abbreviated words, anatomy, art, and state capitals, which will be US state capitals. You can kick things off on the left there, Miriam.
Okay, I'll take art for 200. How do I buzz though? If I know the answer.
You just have to holler. If you know the answer, any of you girls, if you know the answer.
You just say me. Okay.
And so what was that? World history for 100?
No, art.
Sorry, wasn't listening. Art for 100. Let's take a look. Term for Spain's Islamic art. It comes from the Muslim group that conquered the country in the 8th century. I wonder if it's the George Costanza's Moops. Does anyone know that reference?
No. I know the reference, but not the answer to this question.
Okay. Well, let's.
That's the $100 one. I'm worried about the rest.
I'm worried now too.
$100 question. It is the Moors. Yeah, it was the Moors. And in Seinfeld, there was a misprint on the Trivial Pursuit card. And when George was playing against the boy in the bubble, does anyone remember this? No, showing my age, maybe. All right, continuing on. What would you like next?
I still get to go, even though I didn't get
You
it.
do.
All right, we'll stick with art for 200.
Art for 200. The starting point and center of early Renaissance art was in this Italian city.
What is Florence?
What is Florence? Who said that?
Ursula.
Ursula, that is correct. Well done. And Ursula's in the middle, so let me just make sure I give the points to the right person.
I feel bad about getting it right. I'm just going to say that.
Never feel guilty, Ursula.
See, this is kind
Ursula,
of like dinner at my family. You just got to speak faster.
You got to speak. It's survival of the fittest, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, my sister always outspeaks me. Continuing on, Ursula, what would you like?
Definitely not art. That one's hard. Okay, what about anatomy for 100, ladies? Let's see what we got here.
Anatomy for 100, says Ursula. These body parts are sometimes called digits.
What are fingers?
I think Ursula got in there first. Everyone agree?
Yeah.
Fingers or toes is what we're looking for. You got that one. Continuing on, you're still in control, Ursula.
All right, let's do anatomy for 200.
Anatomy for 200. One of the two hormones that regulate blood sugar.
What is insulin?
In the pancreas. Was that Miriam?
Yes.
Yes.
What is insulin?
Insulin's correct. Well done, Miriam. Very quick off the mark, which is important. What would you like, Miriam?
We're back to art for 300.
Art for 300. Many Rembrandt masterpieces hang in this national
What is the
Rijksmuseum?
Rijksmuseum? What is the Rijksmuseum?
It is, it looks correct to me. I can't even say that. It is the Rijksmuseum. Well done. Miriam definitely is the arty person.
Okay. I wrote the book Artpreneur. Let's do art for 400.
Art for 400. John Constable is best known for painting these.
What are landscapes?
Landscapes. Well done, Miriam. I
Nice
guess you want
job.
to do 500.
Yes.
Correct.
Art for 500.
With works titled White Line and Blue Segment, this Russian has been called the first abstract painter.
Who is Kandinsky?
I'm not sure. Kandinsky's correct. Miriam, well done. Well, you've just absolutely tore through the art category.
Okay, I know nothing else about the rest of the
Nothing
board.
else.
Right. Okay, so we're going to do What's that? Physical science for 100.
Physical science for 100. An American, Theodore Mayman, built the first of these light amplifying devices in 1960.
What is a lamp?
What is a lamp? It was laser is what we were looking for.
Oh, all right.
Bugger. Excuse
Bugger.
my French. Miriam is still in control.
Okay.
Sorry.
Abbreviations for 100, although I'm only picking that because we're similar ages. Otherwise, I would not.
Okay. One of
this
the
looks-
two metal alloys abbreviated BR.
What is bromium?
Premium, yeah, premium.
Bromine.
And who said that first of all?
I think it was Ursula said it first.
Ursula?
No, it was not me. It was
Then
not
it was me.
Oh, Miriam, sorry.
It was Miriam. Okay, let's take a look. What we're looking for is, to see you guys, I have to make it smaller. We wanted bronze or brass. Of course.
I didn't say that.
No, you
No,
said
me neither.
chromium. All right, you're still in control though, Miriam, which is good news or bad news, depending on your perspective. What would you like?
Anatomy for 300.
Anatomy for 300. Otitis media is a term
Yeah.
for infection
Yeah.
of the middle part of this, and it was our British lady.
I'm actually Australian, but yeah.
You do not sound Australian to me. Are
I
you really?
know.
Have you got a bit of something else there?
I am. I've just been in the UK for a really long time.
You've
I promise I'm Australian.
reverted back. Okay, the year is correct. Well done, my Australian compatriot. You're in control. What would you like?
Anatomy for 400.
Anatomy for 400. Proper name for your shoulder blade.
Scapula.
Scapula. Oh, we found a bit of a category. Is correct. Well done. You're still in control. Marnie.
Anatomy 500.
Anatomy for 500. The connective tissue sac enclosing the heart.
Oh no, that's the muscle.
tissue sac.
What's the
I wanna say-
sac?
Yeah.
It's not the aorta. It's not the.
Not the atrium, 'cause the atrium's a muscle. Is it the
Maybe the
atrium?
valve? Who knows? Let's take a look. Sounds like something you want to have in good shape. The pericardium. Yes, I've heard of that.
Oh,
Yes.
Of course.
Darn it. Marnie, you're in control. What would you like?
Oh my gosh. Abbreviations 200.
Abbreviations 200. A CEO whose company offers an EEO might hire some DAVs. Who are these?
DAVs.
So I'll give you a clue. A CEO is a company whose company offers, I think it's equal employment opportunity, which has probably been replaced by DEI or something. Some DAVs who are, this is all a bit much. Should we take a look? What do you reckon?
Yeah.
I grew impatient with that one. And what we're looking for was disabled American veterans.
oh, wow! I
Who
should
knew
have
it?
known that.
Yeah, we should.
Darn.
Now we feel guilty.
Ah.
Marnie, you're in control.
Oh gosh. Physical science 200.
Physical science. Can you say it in an Australian accent, please?
Physical science 200.
That's the one. Physical science 200. Okay. I'll do an English accent. When burning sulfur no, I can't. When burning sulfur becomes the compound, it's used to keep dried fruit from turning brown. Burning sulfur becomes this compound. It's used to keep dried fruit from turning brown. You know what they put in there to dry out your apricots and everything? It's a preservative, and you'll often see it on the back of the packet if you read all of the additives, like a nutcase, like I do. sulfur something.
Dioxide?
Carbonate.
Yes, I think you've got it there. Marnie, I think, got it.
Sulfur
Sulfur
carbonate.
dioxide is correct. Well done, Marnie.
No, I didn't say that.
No, sorry, not
That was
Marnie. Oh my God, I'm getting mixed up. It was Ursula. Ursula, forgive me.
All right. Let's do state capitals for 100. I'm curious what's behind that.
State capitals for 100 should be pretty straightforward, unless I do the weird states. A library in this capital includes a near complete collection of Kansas newspapers since 1875.
Oh, shit. What is Kansas City?
I mean, unless they're going to be tricky and put it in another state. Oh, looks like they've done that, have they? Topeka.
Topeka, dang it. Oh,
Is
great.
Topeka the capital of Kansas? Not Kansas City.
Probably,
they've
yes.
done- Hey, American ladies, what's the capital of Australia? You got 1 second.
Sydney.
No.
I knew it. I knew you'd say Sydney. That's why I
Melbourne.
said
Should have kept my mouth
Canberra.
shut.
Canberra.
Yeah, or Canberra if you're from America. Anyway,
Sorry.
Ursula, continuing on, what would you like?
Oh, boy. Let's do physical science for 300.
Physical science for 300. It's defined as a form of an element with the same atomic number but different atomic weight. Oh, this is physics. It's defined as a form of an element with the same atomic number but a different atomic weight. Who did physics in high school? Anybody?
Yes.
Mass?
Mm.
Yeah,
But
good.
it was
good.
so long ago.
Sounds like-
Ion? What is an ion?
All right, so we've got mass and ion. Let's take a look. It's got to be something like that. Isotope,
Oh.
which was the baseball team of The Simpsons. Continuing on, that's all I know. Ursula, you're still in control.
Let's do abbreviations for 300.
Abbreviations for 300. States whose abbreviations make up the telegram. Hi, Pa, Ma, okay, all.
What is Hawaii, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, Oklahoma, Alabama?
Fantastic.
Is that what it's asking?
Fantastic, Ursula. Let's take a look if you got it. That was a mouthful. Too.
I mean, I hope I got that one
Hawaii,
right.
Pennsylvania, you got that. Massachusetts, Oklahoma, Alabama, you got it.
Thank the Lord, because otherwise I'm feeling pretty dumb over here.
Well,
How about
actually, you're on 800 points. You're in you're second place, and we've got what have we got? 1,400 and 700 for Marnie. So yeah, it's close. It could go on.
we're live? All right, let's do abbreviations for 400.
Abbreviations for 400. You gesture a lot, but
What is sign language?
don't need to speak a word in this language. American Sign Language. Ursula's on fire. Storming back to 1,200 points. What would you like, Ursula?
Let's do abbreviations for 500, please.
Abbreviations for 500. Miriam's in the lead by 200 points. Two of these federal workers might know that the BLS is this.
2 of 3. What? BLS.
2 of 3. BLS. It's pretty weird. Pretty obscure.
I don't know that one.
It is Bureau of Labor Statistics.
Ah!
So they were being clever by saying 2 out of 3 workers might know. All right, Ursula, you're in control still.
Whew.
Miriam's
Let's
still in the lead.
How about physical science for 400?
Physical science 400. I'm scared. Named for an English scientist. It's a division of classical physics.
Division of.
Who was that guy that Russell Crowe played? Was it him? Named for an English scientist, it's a division of classical physics. Oh, of course. Who's the guy that had the apple fall on his head?
Newton. Who's Newton?
Newton.
I needed the clue.
And so I think there is a Newtonian physics. So let's take a look.
Oh,
So, but I'm going to give it to you. If you got Newton, yeah, you got it, Ursula. I mean, yes.
that wasn't me. That wasn't
That
me.
was me.
Miriam got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. trying to pick.
I needed the Apple clue though.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Well, you're on 1,800 points. You're in the lead.
Oh, so now I get to. I'll do state capitals, even though I'm terrible at geography.
State capitals for 200.
Yeah.
It's the only one-word capital that has the name.
Oh, what is New York?
Contained within it, New York.
No, it's not the capital. That's Albany. Damn it.
Indianapolis. Are you
Albany's
telling,
the capital of New York.
me New York's not the capital of New York State?
It's not. It's Albany.
Goodness.
Oh, wow.
I got that one wrong.
Well, never mind.
Did somebody else
I
get it
like that
right?
you jumped out of the gates. That's the most
Yeah.
important thing. Just go for it, no matter what. You're still in control.
Did somebody else get it right though? Even though I was yelling out the wrong answer.
No.
Nobody got it
I
right.
shut it down.
All right.
Because you were so confident. I thought, why do
I
I need
was
to keep
so
this
wrong.
open?
I
Yeah.
was so wrong, and I knew I was wrong. We'll do world history for 100.
World
We're all
history for 100.
Staying away from that.
According to legend, he has a swineherd. He was a swineherd before he conquered the Incas. Who went down to the South America and, well, I guess.
Was he Spanish? Was he a Spanish
Yeah,
guy?
Spanish. It'll be one of the Spanish.
Who was Salvador? I don't know.
Salvador Dali.
No, not Salvador Dali.
What about the guy? You remember they make
The
those
other guy.
those GPS systems, and one of the first ones to come out was named something starting with M. Actually, no, he's Portuguese. I was thinking Magellan. It's one of those guys. What about old Chris Columbus?
No, it's not Chris
He
Columbus.
was a Spanish dude.
It's not Chris Columbus.
All right, we're going
Christo or something? Christo.
What we were looking for was Francisco Pizarro. Sounds Italian.
Oh. Yeah.
No, never would have gotten that. Okay, this is, I don't know what we're going to pick, girls.
What are we going to do?
We'll go back to state capitals.
State capitals for
America, come on.
the capitals of both North and South Dakota are on this river.
Oh, I should know this.
Ursula, I hope you know because I don't.
Shoot! On this river.
I mean, it couldn't be the long one that's in the south. Does that go up that way?
It's not the Mississippi.
Not.
Okay.
It's not because that goes up and down.
Yeah, it's got to go this way. What is that?
What's another famous river? And we're going to hear
Embarrassing. My husband's from North Dakota. This is embarrassing right now.
No.
He's crying somewhere.
I don't do enough crossword puzzles. I have no idea.
Maybe you did just the right amount by not doing any. The answer is Missouri River.
Nah, I wouldn't have gotten that.
Never heard of it. Didn't even know there was one. But
All right, we'll stick with state capitals.
state capitals for 400.
Total
One of the
fail.
two Confederate state capitals that Union troops did not capture during the Civil War.
Oh boy.
It's got to be one of the real full redneck ones.
What's down there?
Did they capture Texas? They said they're pretty badass.
Yeah.
Lots of guns.
What is Montgomery?
All right, let's take a look what we got.
Yeah.
One of the two state capitals. It was Tallahassee or Austin. So it was one of the Texas. Tallahassee, where's that one? Is that Mississippi?
No, Florida.
Oh, Florida. Okay, Florida. Yeah, Florida are in the Texas
I
one.
didn't know that.
All right, we're going to stick with the loser category, state capitals for 500.
State capitals for 500. It replaced Guthrie in 1910, but it wasn't until 1923 that the post office officially recognized its name. Guthrie. What?
Guthrie?
That's the capital.
Replaced.
That's the old capital, right?
Yeah, that's the old capital. And they got
I don't
changed
know
in
where Guthrie is.
1923. What's a newish one? Who
Are we
knows?
allowed to use ChatGPT?
Yeah.
Well, you're not, but sometimes people look down in their lap suspiciously and then come up with the right answer. So who knows?
I've been itching at my phone for at least 10 minutes now.
Yeah. Oklahoma City.
Never in a
That
million.
was-
Never would have gotten it.
Never.
I only know that one from the terrible thing that happened. Anyway,
Oh,
we got
sure.
world history and physical science left.
Am I still in control of the board? I
You
guess
are.
world history for 400. Let's get
400.
crazy.
I like it.
He had a wife named Cleopatra, a daughter named Cleopatra, and a famous son, Alexander the Great.
Who was Caesar?
Caesar. Now, I'm going to say, I think it's somebody else. But then
Yeah.
again, I'm not very bright. I think it's Mark Antony.
Oh.
It was Philip of Macedon. Philip H. None of us knew.
None of us.
Cleopatra, I think she had a few
She
little.
got around.
Yeah, I don't want to say it. Maybe she's just, we would call her sex positive today. What are we doing, Miriam?
500. Let's go for it. $500 world history.
Oh, wow.
World history. The Cuban Missile Crisis made this the tensest month of 1962. What month was it?
What is October? I'm just making it
October.
up.
I was going to say that too. October. I wonder if it's right.
This is-
Well,
Whoa! I
Miriam,
got it.
I think you've pulled a memory out that you had in there because you got it. Well done. You are
Good job.
streaking ahead. What are you on now? You're on 2,300, and we've
Wow.
got Ursula on
Okay.
1,200, and we've got Marnie on 700.
Okay, world history 300.
300. Great King of Prussia, whose last words were, "I'm tired of ruling over slaves." Oh, the poor thing.
Prussia.
I have to make something up.
I'm going to say his name is Alexander. I'm just throwing it out there.
The answer was Frederick the Great, or not so great.
Wow.
World history and physical science left.
Who gets to pick?
You.
You,
All right.
Miriam.
Physical science 500.
Physical science 500. This era, the age of mammals, represents less than 1% of a geologic time.
What is Jurassic? Just guessing.
It's now.
It's the Cenozoic, whatever, something.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Last question, let's do it. World history for 200.
Yeah.
As a result of the Napoleonic Wars, this country lost Norway to Sweden in 1814.
What is France?
No.
Yeah, it's got to be.
No, I don't think it was.
Denmark. Okay.
No, yeah.
Denmark. Who said Denmark? Did you read the answer? Or did you get it? Who said Denmark?
No, we read the answer.
Oh, you read the answer. Good
Yeah.
honesty there. Well, let's wrap it up. That's the end of the game. 2,300 for Miriam, 1,200 for Ursula, 700 for Marnie. It's a bit tough. A lot of American questions. You did well, all of you. All right, Miriam, let's cross over to you. Do you want to tell us a bit about what you are up to? Now, you work, you're an artist, first of all. Is that right?
Yes, that's why I swept the art category, but knew nothing else.
You did. And
That's awesome.
and so you, what sort of art do you make personally?
Well, personally, I did watercolor portraits, but I'm best known for now, since I wrote my book, Artpreneurs, coaching other artists on monetizing their art.
Yes, it's a bit of a tough one because it's kind of a different part of the brain to being creative, and creating art is actually monetizing it. And what's some of the barriers that people have that you work with?
You know, it's the same barriers that affect all businesses. It's a lot of it has to do with mindset and the belief, but I do help them with a lot of the practical applications as well. But one of the things I talk about in Artpreneur is that the winners of Jeopardy are the ones who hit the buzzer before they're sure of the right answer. And that is all about the success of being a good business person, is to take action even before you're completely certain that it's the right step to make.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? Imperfect action, and the opposite of that is like I guess what they call analysis paralysis, or where you try to be perfect before you act, and you can get into a trap where you're not actually doing anything and you're just stressing over making things perfect.
That's
And
right.
do you find that when people actually just go for it, other things happen and you get a bit of momentum and things get better anyway?
Yeah, and there's so many people, and I'll just say this generally, whether it's art or business, is they just want to keep it under wraps, like their website or their collection or their offers until it's perfect, and they're missing out on really testing to see if what they should be iterating and changing. So yeah.
And what are some of the ways that artists can monetize? So are we talking about online things?
That's one way. So my book Artpreneur, it's for any kind of artist, whether it's a visual or any kind of art. When I work with clients, it's for visual artists in particular.
And
But it
when you,
can be online, it can be in person, it could be through galleries, it can be any of those things. It could be an online class.
and do you work with people in addition to writing books and things? Do you work with artists and help them one on one?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So I have about 400 people in a group coaching program, the Artist Incubator. And I also run smaller containers where I help artists of about like 7 at a time, like little small mastermind groups. And I've helped many artists get over the 6-figure mark. So
Awesome.
really getting them in a sustainable living,
Yes, that's the
which can be life changing for
yeah.
many
I couldn't
people.
imagine anything better than being an artist and being able to survive and make money and prosper from doing art. That
Yeah.
would be
Yeah.
wonderful. And so you meet with these people. Is it like a Facebook group, or how do you and how often do you meet?
Yeah. So for my large group coaching program, they get access to me twice a month. For the smaller group, they get access to me one on one, and it's all over Zoom.
And they're
Mhm.
both over Zoom.
Yes. So I reach artists all over the world. So I have artists in Australia, Canada, Germany, the Netherlands, US.
Wonderful. And well, that's very interesting. So if you're out there and you are creating art and you want to go from being a starving artist, which sounds romantic, but it probably sounds like it would get old pretty quick, and you want to learn how to monetize, and you're talking about a group of 400 like-minded people who I can imagine they are coming up with some fantastic stuff. Is that right, Miriam?
I have some very talented artists in there. Yeah. But like we said before, the ones who have the most success are the ones who are taking action, and they're
Yeah.
not afraid of, well, everyone stays afraid, but it's like they take action even though they're afraid.
Yeah, so you've got to get out of that mindset. Maybe the mindset of creating beauty is good for art, but in terms of getting momentum in business, you might need to switch that off somehow. And joining
That's
a
right.
group like this sounds like a good idea. And
Yeah.
they can find out about this on your website. Is that right, Miriam?
Yeah. Yeah. And if you like what you've heard today, I there's more of that on the Inspiration Place podcast.
Excellent. So you've got a podcast as well, Inspiration Plays podcast with Miriam Schulman. The website is schulmanart.com. And also read Miriam's book as well, because that talks about all of that as well, doesn't it? Being an
Yes.
entrepreneur. So that's probably a good idea to read the book. It's a great way. A lot of people like to read the book before they reach out. And because you don't have to have the scary personal interaction with somebody, and reading the book can get inside their head, and I recommend you do that. And also check out the podcast; that's a great way as well. So that's Miriam Schulman. Thank you very much for sharing that, Miriam.
Thank you.
Wonderful. We're going to head right, and we've got Ursula Mentjes, and Ursula, tell us a little bit about what you're up to. Did you start out in the corporate world?
I did. I started in sales in the corporate world and tech sales and hated everything about selling. and then read every book I could, changed how I was selling, and had this great corporate journey of running a tech company and was president of it by the time I was 27. And it was a $20 million company. And I say that not to say, look what I did. I say it because when I left that company and started my own business, I realized that was very different. It was very different to sell when it's you and you're the service-based business. And I realized that other entrepreneurs needed help selling. So I took what I learned in corporate and moved it over to the entrepreneurial space.
Yes, and there's a lot of kind of not so good stuff, sales training stuff, and I think there's a new way to do things, and also a lot of the kind of the hustle bro type stuff. They do a lot of sales training, and perhaps a lot of people out there might be looking for a different way. I think women don't like that kind of approach either. So you've got a different approach. And what are some of the ways? Do you mostly work with women in business, or is it?
Yeah.
It's
So in my company, Ursula Inc., we have about 70% female clients, 30% men. And then I have business partners at another company where it's all with construction companies and mostly men. So very, very different, but still the same need to sell, right? And to come from, when we work with our clients, it's very much focused on how can I be authentic in the sales process? How can I show up to solve problems, meet needs, build relationships, and really come from that confident place of like, if I can help you, great. And if I can't, I'd love to refer you to somebody else. And the more, our clients step into that space, the easier it is for them to grow their sales and ultimately their businesses.
And it's great because you know what I love about sales training in is that it is a skill that can be trained. Like not everybody can do everything, but you can definitely take an entrepreneur and teach them a lot of stuff that's really going to help them. So it is something where you'll go down this path and you'll go, wow, I've learned so much, and it's helpful in running a business. And what types of, you mentioned the construction people, what other types of businesses do you work with?
So mostly service based. So in Ursula Inc., that we have a program called the CEO table. So everything from virtual assistant type businesses, we have engineering businesses, we have oh my gosh, so many. We have insurance businesses. So kind of everything you could imagine in that company. We're just if someone really is motivated to grow their business and is willing to do whatever it takes, kind of like what Miriam was talking about, then they're a great client for us.
And is it a primary sales focus?
So everybody wants help with sales. It's where we start, and then we find out other things, right? Like sometimes we hold you guys all know this, right? We hold beliefs about ourselves that we're not good enough, or we have imposter syndrome, and that can keep you stuck whether you're, just starting to sell your products or services, or you're in the marketing process, right? So it's both mindset and strategy together to really serve our clients.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because a lot of people say it's just mindset, and I hate that. You go to a motivational speaker or something, and it's just like, have you got any strategies, or it's definitely there's a process involved, and you've got to obviously understand, talk about your things that are holding you back. You do have beliefs that stop you, or even for me, it's like coming to terms with the things I'm bad at, coming to terms with the things I'm good at, and finding out how I can get other people to do the things I'm bad at, and how can I blow up the things I'm good at, all that type of stuff. And yeah, that's great. So, and how do you reach out, and how do you talk to these people? Do you go out on site? Do you do Zooms as well?
Yeah, especially since COVID, it's been all on Zoom, whether it's webinars, summits. We also have a podcast called Quantum Revenue Expansion, so we connect with a lot of clients there. But it's right now, it's all virtual.
Excellent. Quantum Revenue Expansion. So check that out. That's the podcast. And your website, the URL for your website, Ursula?
Yeah, ursulainc.co.
Ursulainc.co. Excellent. And do you have anything coming up that you want to talk about? Any training courses or anything?
Sure. We
put you on the
have,
spot.
no, it's okay. That's great. Thank you for asking. May 29th, we have a free AI class, how to double your revenue using AI. And that's one of the areas we've really plugged into with our clients. It's free. We have a wait list right now that it's full. It's technically full as people are confirmed. But if you want to get on the wait list, we're going to run another one. So that's coming up. And we can definitely get you that link.
Yeah, awesome. The AI stuff. A lot of people will say, "Oh, I don't want to use AI." It is literally an incredible tool, and I do a lot of copywriting, and I write all my own copy before I put it in, and then I get to, like, you can do things like make this a 3-year-old reading level, make it
Right.
easier to read, things like that. Like, it's just incredible what it could do. But you've got to have your own stuff to start with. How do you use it, Ursula?
Yeah, so we're using it now. Well, number one, we're helping our clients really align to their own voices, right? To make sure they're teaching it, filling out all the spots they can so that their chat GPT, that's specifically what we're using, can get to know them. We're also helping them build custom GPTs. And then now we're starting to build agents with them as well. We come from the place of like, how can I use AI to double my revenue, quadruple my revenue? Or how can I build a custom GPT that's going to, really expand my revenue? So the key with, you guys know this, right? The key with AI is being able to ask those powerful questions, right? It's only as good as the questions you can think of. But once you start to build custom GPTs and agents, it's like our clients right now, their minds are being blown. My minds are being blown just with the things we're able to do with it.
Yeah, now the custom agents is a good one. So is that the agent on the website? When people put in they ask a question, and it will be able to answer questions and handle the sales query and divert it to the right place. Is that what you're talking about?
That could be one. Right now we're building an agent that's going to be fully interactive from a sales process perspective. So when someone comes to an event, for example, and they receive an email from us, that agent is going to interact with that person through a sales process. So we're using our sales process that we built. And I wrote a book called Selling with Intention. So we're taking all of that, building that knowledge base and utilizing that. And again, from a place of being very authentic, connected, how can I serve you? So we're training our agent to be in alignment with our values, which we get a lot of pushback from people saying, oh, AI, it's this, it's that. No, AI, I believe, is really truly a mirror of you and your business and how you've set it up. And it's just a version of you. So how do you want to show up through AI? So it's been fun. I'm having a blast with it.
Skeptics, I know I can hear you out there. They're saying, oh, I don't want to use AI. I just have a look at what Ursula's talking about. And even if you're fully skeptical, I'm sure you will eventually go, oh my God, this is amazing. And very exciting. So that's Ursula Mentjes there, guys. And I've put the URL in the show notes. And if you want to get onto the AI course that's coming up, you can do so. Thank you very much, Ursula.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Wonderful. Well, let's pop over to our resident Aussie. I'm claiming you back, Marnie Wills. And what have you been up to? What's SportyMinis?
SportyMinis is an early years physical education business that I pivoted to after leaving a PE teacher and athlete career. I've managed to franchise SportyMinis, and I've changed the business model thanks to AI. So we now do business partnerships, and that has freed me up to be an AI strategist and business transformation expert. So now I spend my time working with normally leaders of the business, changing their mindset around the adoption of AI and trying to think ahead about how AI is changing their industry. And most importantly, to move from dabbling with AI, generative AI tools, to creating their own AI systems and their own AI models and platforms. So that's what I do on a day.
I've probably got a lot to learn about this. Like I use it all the time, and I'm probably in my own office in these walls. I consider myself good at it, and then I'm thinking, I don't really know what half of this is. So I've definitely got a lot to learn about it. Hey, tell us about your business that you franchised just quickly, and how did you franchise it? Because that's quite a big job.
Yeah, so post-COVID, I went down a traditional franchising route. I think I signed my first franchisee 2 days before going into labor with my second baby. And then I spent the whole following year trying to sell a early years physical education franchise, and I fell out of love with it. I hated every minute of it. I struggled to get my messaging right. I struggled to just feel aligned with who I was attracting. I hired a copywriter, and that was a lot of money for not much success. And then that's where I discovered Jasper AI, which was a copywriting tool. And that was kind of my first, probably more my second, because during COVID times, we did a lot of online business and automations.
Are you telling me that a professional copywriter couldn't write better copy than Jasper AI?
Correct. And this is why, because I didn't know what I wanted.
Yeah.
She couldn't ask me the right questions.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what I want. I didn't know who I was really trying to attract. I wanted to attract everybody, which is everybody.
So you didn't really have your messaging down at the time and all of that stuff. So
yeah, but I needed the AI tool to get that out of me. And that's one of the teaching principles I talk about, is using your AI as a collaborator and a strategic thinker. We as humans have our own domain expertise. It's our knowledge, our experience and our perspective on the world and even a situation. And if we aren't able to have our AI ask us questions and interview us and collaborate with us, we're never going to get the domain expertise out there. So it's really, really important to have that mindset shift when using AI to say AI is obviously ridiculously smart, generative AI, but it's how the questions that we ask, and it's asking the AI to be interviewing us as well. And that's the bit that has definitely seen the best results for me. And I flipped from a franchise to a business partnership. So now I sell region, people buy in, they get a profit share. And every time as the region grow, they get more profits. The business head office gets
with
more
this
profit.
particular business, or are you talking about the mini sports one?
So I used AI to change my
to
Sporty
flip
Mini
it and make it work.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And what do you do here on this AI website? You help other people do the same, basically.
Yeah, so I run training courses. My most popular is Train AI to Sound Like You. The next is the 5 AI.
Sorry.
Train Like You, sound like you,
Yeah.
the expert. The next popular is the 5 AI assistants every business owner needs, which is, moving from your general chats to your projects within your platforms. And just this past month, I've created quite a few different AI tools for coaches. One is a copywriter who we've packaged up his services now in his own AI model, which he gives to his clients.
Who's the copywriter?
He's called Nick James, and it's called Copy by Nick James AI.
Does he do direct response copy?
No.
Oh, okay.
He does like general marketing landing pages, email sequences.
Okay.
He's personal development space, so he used to write for Tony Robbins.
Oh, did he? Oh, it must be good then, because he's got a big budget. Well, that's cool. That's excellent. So if you want to check that out, that's kind of another spin on the AI stuff. You really do need to get into this and learn, because it can literally just change a lot of things for you. And like what Marnie was talking about, I've kind of used it in a similar way at times to be clear on your business messaging, and it will kind of, you put the general idea in, and it will start to run out all of the problems that your customers might have and their thoughts about it, and you can really kind of hone in on what you're doing. And there's a real way to do it, so you need to know the prompts and the process to do it, and that's pretty much what Marnie's doing. That's really cool. Thanks for that, Marnie.
I would also say, Julian, what was, I think, 2 things actually that Ursula said that would be really good to pick up on for people is around your business and your IP and you as a kind of brand. We are moving into AI agents, and they will be here between 2 and 5 years' time. Everyone's going to have their AI agents. So AI agents are going to be trained on data, right? And the information that we give it. So start putting in your knowledge, your experience now, your business IP, start packaging all of that now. Otherwise, 2 to 5 years' time, it's definitely going to be an uphill battle.
It's going to be a big job, and is that what you are primarily helping people with at the moment, is to get all of that info so that you can feed it in to the AI agents? Yeah, that's definitely an opportunity, and 100%. And these AI agents, they literally can do so much. They can sell pretty much for you. They can send contracts out. It's incredible what you can do. And then you can just have your phone number on the bottom, and if they want, you can have a chat to them, and it's incredible. They can really help you get traction. So I'm very a big believer on that. That's excellent. Thank you for sharing that, Marnie.
No worries.
Hey, Marnie, when the cricket's on, do you go for England or Australia?
I always go for Australia in every
Okay,
single sport.
good. Okay, well then this episode will air. That's fine. And I forgot to ask you, Miriam, if you had anything coming up in particular, or do you just have your masterminds in general regularly?
Yeah. So, I mean, mostly it's with the book or the podcast. I give away 99% of what I know for free. So if there's any creative entrepreneurs out there, those are the best places to start with me.
Excellent. Yeah, book and podcast, and check out the group, Miriam's group. Well, that was great, guys. There was some really excellent value, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you so much for sharing all of that with us today.
Thanks
Thank
for having
you.
us.
Thanks for having us.
All right, I'm going to wrap